Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tickets ready, please, for Shining Time Station, next stop in PTV Park.
Follow the rainbow sun.
This is PBS!
Time station characters, trains and planes, serving Houston's model railroad needs.
Funding for this program was provided in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the financial support of viewers like you.
Reach for the speed, reach for the whistle, go where the rail may run. Reach for the words, reach for the story, follow the rainbow sun. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true, waiting there for you.
Okay, kids, I think it's time for you to go now. See? Station closed for the day.
Can't we stay a little longer?
Oh, I'm sorry, gang. Not today.
You know, I don't think the railroad cares enough about kids having fun. Boy, all Billy and Stacy can say is no. Hey, I got an idea. Okay. Bye. See you later.
Is this everything, Stace?
Great, yes. Oh, boy. Our train for Snarlyville is here. Let's go.
I have a little brother, he's a pretty good friend. I have a lot of fun when I play with him, but it makes me mad and it breaks my heart when he goes and breaks my things apart. Oh, it's a worry when I get to my room at the end of the day and my toys are scattered every which way. So I try to tell him and I try to explain, but he just goes and does it again. Now tell me, why does he have to lose them? I hear my toys calling, break them or abuse them. I hear my toys falling, why does he have to use them at all? And will he get better when he grows up? Oh, I have a little brother and most of the time he's a good little guy, and I like him just fine, but he's a little too little and a lot too small, and I don't think that he listens at all. Now tell me, why does he have to lose them? I hear my toys calling, break them or abuse them. I hear my toys falling, why does he have to use them at all? And will he be better when he grows up? Will he be better when he grows up? Now, someday soon he'll be a big guy, the best little brother, the apple of my eye. He'll be a little more gentle and a lot more fun, the kind of brother that can be the very best one. And I won't care if he uses them all. He'll be better 'cause he's grown up, so much better 'cause he's grown up. He'll be better 'cause he's grown up tall.
Are you okay?
Slug!
What's a slug? A slug is a phony nickel. I wonder who would put a phony nickel in the jukebox.
They didn't put it in the jukebox, they put it...
Danny boy, you might have a bit of the genius in that old noggin of yours. That bucket of bolts of a jukebox has been getting the best of Schemer for years. But now, I'm gonna put that slug in that hunk of junk and get a free song.
Schemer's calling us names. He's trying to cheat us.
Free song, here I come. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
If he wants us to play, he's got to show us a little respect.
Yeah, baby. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect.
Till then,
This jukebox is closed for repairs.
Here we go.
I think you heard it. Yeah.
How can I hurt it? It's a machine. It's nothing but a bunch of bolts, wires, and tubes.
But it isn't working anymore.
I know. All right. Make way for gravity.
What are you gonna do?
Tell you what I'm gonna do. I am gonna call a repairman and get this thing fixed once and for all.
Mr. Conductor, looks like you're having a lawn sale.
Not really. Just doing some spring cleaning to put the spring back into my signal house.
I never knew you had so many things in there.
Well, one thing leads to another thing, and then that thing is joined to this thing, and before you know it, you're attached to too many things. Say, I thought Shining Time Station was closed today. What are you doing here?
Well, we hid so we could stay here this afternoon. Yeah, there's no real reason for us to go, no matter what Billy and Stacy say.
Well, they might have a good reason for sending you home.
What good reason?
Sometimes good reasons just appear, like after-dinner mints. Or to put it another way, sometimes rearranging the way things are meant to be leads to trouble.
Nah.
Mavis knows exactly what I mean. Who's Mavis? I'll tell you. Mavis is a diesel engine who works for the quarry company shunting freight cars in their sidings. She has 6 small wheels hidden by side plates just like Toby's. Mavis is young and full of her own ideas. She loves rearranging things too and began putting Toby's cars in different places every day. This made Toby cross. Freight cars, he grumbled, should be where you want them, when you want them. Fiddlesticks, said Mavis and flounced away. At last, Toby lost patience. I can't waste time playing hunt the cars with you. Take them yourself. Mavis was pleased. Taking cars made her feel important. At the station, Diesel oiled up to her. Toby's an old fusspot, she complained. Diesel sensed trouble and was delighted. Toby says only steam engines can manage freight cars, continued Mavis. How absurd, squirmed Diesel. Depend upon it, Mavis. Anything steam engines can do, we diesels can do better. Diesel knew nothing about cars, but Mavis didn't realize this. Toby's line crosses the main road behind the station and for a short way follows a farm lane. Frosty weather makes the muddy lane rock hard and very slippery. Toby stops before reaching the lane. His fireman halts the traffic at the crossing, and then he sets off again. By using the heavy cars to push him along, he has no trouble with the frosty rails in the lane and across the road. It is the only safe thing to do in this kind of weather. Toby warned Mavis and told her just what to do. I can manage, thank you, she replied. I'm not an old fusspot like you. The freight cars were tired of being pushed around by Mavis. It's slippery, they whispered. Let's push her around instead. On, they yelled. Mavis took no notice. Instead, she brought the cars carefully down the lane and stopped at the level crossing. All traffic halted. One in the headlamp for fusspot Toby, chortled Mavis. But Mavis had stopped in the wrong place. Instead of taking Toby's advice, she had given the cars the chance they wanted. Hold back, they cried. Grrr up, ordered Mavis. The cars just laughed and her wheels spun helplessly. Workmen sanded the rails and tried to dig away the frozen mud, but it was no good. Everyone was impatient. Grrr, wailed Mavis. Toby was in the yard when he heard the news. I warned her, he fumed. She's young yet, soothed his driver, and she can manage her cars herself, interrupted Toby. They're your cars, really, his driver replied. Mavis is supposed to stay at the quarry. If Sir Topham Hatt finds out... yes, said Toby thoughtfully. He and his driver agreed that it would be best to help Mavis after all. An angry farmer was telling Mavis just what she could do with her train. Having trouble, Mavis? Chortled Toby. I am surprised. Gosh, said Mavis. With much puffing and wheel slip, Toby pushed Mavis and the freight cars back. The hard work made his fire burn fiercely, and his firemen spread hot cinders to melt the frozen mud. At last, they finished. Goodbye, called Toby. You'll manage now, I expect. Mavis didn't answer. She took the cars to the sheds and scuttled home to the quarry as quickly as she could.
So you see, sometimes there's value in what you're told by someone who's just a little old, someone who's wise and sage by virtue of age.
Excuse me, kids. Well, I'm here to fix a hurting jukebox.
Hey, it's about time you arrived, pal.
What seems to be the problem?
Well, problem is it doesn't work. Listen, there's a possibility that this one might be haunted.
You have a suspicious mind, sir. I'm sure it's not that. It's probably just all shook up.
Yeah, well, anyway, listen, the clock's ticking, so let's get to work, pal, huh?
Get it done. Whoa, go, whoa,
You can trust me. I won't tell. But you better get back to work now. She's all done.
Great. So I mean it's fixed?
Well, no matter of speaking, sir. Here. Well, someone put a slug in the machine.
What? You think it could have been me? Don't be ridiculous. I mean, why would I put a slug in my own jukebox? I mean, unless, of course, I found the slug in another machine by accident.
No, sir. But if I can give you a little piece of advice. She's a beautiful jukebox, sir. Well, maybe all she needs to work is a little respect.
You know, you really remind me of somebody. Anyways, so the machine's fixed?
Well, sir, I think that might be up to the machine. Just remember now, don't be cruel. Here's your bill. It's a pretty mean pair of blue suede shoes.
Oh, thanks. My mommy bought them for me.
I'll get me a pair like that someday.
He charged me $11.85 to fix my jukebox.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money? What, are you kidding me? That's more money than there is in the entire world. A lot of money? I don't have $11.85. I mean, nobody's got $11.85. Oh, kids, please help me out. Please.
Sorry, Schemer, I'd like to help. But I already spent my money in Eggywick at the auction.
Auction?
Yeah.
Pardon-moi. Of course, that is what we shall have here. I mean, look at all the junk in Shiny Time Station. That's it. That's how we'll pay the bill. Boom! We'll have an auction.
What's an auction?
Well, my friends, an auction is probably one of the most beautiful things ever invented. You gather up all your junk, you sell it to some unsuspecting sucker who bids the most money for it, and then bingo, pooh, you're in Nickel City. I mean, what better place to sell junk than here at Shiny Time Station?
You're gonna have an auction here? What about Aunt Stacy and Billy?
Kids, always remember Schemer's system of success. When the cat's away, the big cheese comes out to play.
Hey there, Mr. Conductor. What are you doing?
I'm playing hopscotch, of course. Oh, there it is. My whistle must have fallen out while I was hopping and scotching. I don't know what I'd do without my whistle.
Did you hear? We're going to have an auction.
This wouldn't have anything to do with the bill Schemer got for the jukebox repair, would it?
How did you know?
Oh, I always know what I know. You know that. Someone might want to take a second look at that bill in order to know what I know.
I don't understand.
Well, sometimes we get ourselves in tracks of trouble when we don't look at the fine print or the footprints, which tell us where we're going, when maybe we shouldn't be going there at all.
Mr. Conductor, sometimes I don't understand a word you say.
Well, it all began with Percy.
What did?
The story, of course. Aren't you glad I found my whistle?
One day, Percy arrived at the quarry to collect some stone for his freight cars. Snow and frost lay everywhere. There was not a sound to be heard. Percy ventured further. He found Mavis, the new diesel engine, resting in the shelter of some rocks. "Cheer up, Mavis," he whistled. Mavis was still remembering the trouble she'd had with cars. "Manager says I don't listen to advice. He says I've no business jauntering down Toby's line. Toby's a fusspot." "Toby has forgotten more about freight cars than you will ever know," replied Percy. "You must put the cars where he wants them. Then you'll be a really useful engine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to take these stones to the harbor." Mavis liked Percy, but she still wouldn't listen to his advice. "Why shouldn't I go on Toby's line?" The siding arrangements were awkward. To put the cars where Toby wanted them, Mavis had to make several journeys. She started making a plan. "If we used the teeniest bit of Toby's line," she said to her driver, "we would save all this bother." Her driver, suspecting nothing, allowed them to go as far as the first level crossing. A few days later, the weather changed. As the snow melted, the quarry grew busy again. Some trains were so long that before leaving the cars for Toby, Mavis had to go beyond the level crossing with them. Now for her plan. She would go further down the line without it seeming her fault. "Can you keep a secret?" she asked the freight cars. "Yes, yes, yes," they chattered. "Will you bump me at the level crossing and tell no one I asked you?" The cars promised. But while Mavis was away, Toby arrived. He decided to shunt the cars himself. The cars decided to bump him anyway. They reached the level crossing and Toby's brakes came on. This was the signal for the freight cars. "On, on," they yelled. Toby was away, with the cars screaming and yelling behind him. No one realized that melted snow had turned a stream ahead into a torrent, and the bridge above it was about to collapse. The rails were now like a tightrope across the thundering water. "Stop! Stop!" cried Toby. His driver fought for control. They came nearer and nearer to the bridge. It was all or nothing now. The driver braked hard. Toby stopped, still on the rails, but with his wheels treading the tightrope over the abyss. Mavis was horrified and quickly came to the rescue. Workmen anchored Toby with ropes while she pulled the freight cars away. Then she helped Toby to safety. "I'm sorry about the cars," said Mavis. "I can't think how you managed to stop them in time." "Oh, well," said Toby, "my driver told me about circus people who walk tightropes, but I just didn't fancy doing it myself." Later, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. A very smart piece of work, he said. Mavis, you did well too, I hear. It was my fault about those cars, sir, she faltered. But if I could what? Come down the line sometimes, sir? Toby says he'll show me what to do. Certainly, replied Sir Topham Hatt, if your manager agrees. And so it was arranged. Now Mavis is as happy as can be, and Sir Topham Hatt thinks she's really useful indeed.
But Mr. Conductor, I don't know what that has to do with us having an auction.
Oh, you might not understand now, but after a while you might. Sometimes a little time is all we need to understand what we need to know.
All right, everybody, follow me, and welcome to Schemer's House of Deals. Hey, how's it going, kids? How's it going? All right, everybody, get over here, take a seat.
What are you doing inside that towel?
If you do, you gotta pay for it.
Camping out. Schemer took all my furniture and boarded up my signal house, so I'm having to rough it out here. And believe me, it's rough.
But this is terrible. We didn't mean this to happen. We had to stop this somehow.
All right, today's auction shall start with this incredible collection of men's threads. Let's have the bidding begin at 10 cents. 10 cents. Do I hear 9 cents?
9 cents.
9 cents. Do I hear 8 cents?
8 cents? I just bid 9 cents.
Exactly. Do I hear 7 cents? 7 cents. Do I hear 6? 6. Do I hear 5? 4, 3, 2 cents. 2 cents sold to the guy. The second item is this.
Can I have the number to Mr. J.B. King's office?
Actually,
It's Charlie Bill?
before the sun. Tell you what we're gonna do now, a 2-for-1 auction. Here we go. First up is this petrified bird thing with some real live dead feathers. But you also get this kind of overgrown metal toothpick.
Oh no, he's selling Billy's flute. Hey, look, that's Mr. Conductor's whistle. I wish Billy and Stacy would hurry up and get here. I don't think they're gonna make it.
$2.10.
That's all I've got left in our allowance. And I'm out of money.
Here you go, son.
Going once, going twice.
$2.79.
$2.79. Yes, going once, going twice. Sold to the short man with the blonde hair.
All right, folks. The auction is over.
Who said that? It's not over. It's over.
Gee, thanks, mister. You gave us your money and you don't even know us.
Well, I reckon those things belong to someone special. I just don't want to see them end up in the wrong hands. Excuse me, kids.
Aunt Stacy, Billy, we're sorry. Yeah.
Why did you do it?
We just wanted to have some fun. We weren't really thinking about how far it would go.
But you found out, right?
And that's why we called you, because we knew it was wrong.
Well, I think there's somebody else here that has to be reminded that it was wrong. So why don't you guys take this into the workshop for me?
Okay.
Schemer! Schemer! You have pulled some stunts in your life, but I never thought you'd sink this low. Trying to sell other people's things? How could you do such a thing?
Well, it was easy. I just got the box of stuff, the table.
Oh,
I got
Schemer!
Well, Miss Jones, the jukebox broke, and I had to get it repaired. And look, I owe $11.85 to that crooked repairman.
Mr. Genius time. Did you read the bill? It doesn't say $11.85. It says $1.85.
I thought that
Seems to me that you were so busy expecting to get cheated, you cheated yourself.
You know, Mr. Schemer, there's just something about this place.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Listen, Mr. Repairman, I gotta be honest with you. The schemer does not have $1.85. So, I noticed you admiring my blue suede shoes before, and I'm hoping that maybe this could compensate for you repairing the jukebox.
Well, sir, I don't know what to say except I'm all shook up.
All right, see you now. Definitely reminds me of somebody.
1 and a 2.
I gave my love a cherry that had no stone. I gave my love a chicken that had no bone. I told my love a story that had no end. I gave my love a baby with no crying. How can there be a cherry that has no stone? How can there be a chicken that has no bone? How can there be a story that has no end? How can there be a baby with no crying? A cherry when it's blooming, it has no stone. A chicken when it's piping, it has no bone. The story that I love you, it has no end. A baby when it's sleeping has no crying.
Thank you very much, guys.
You know, Billy, I never had a chance to thank that repairman.
Well, me neither, Mr. Conductor, but something tells me that he knows we're grateful.
Reach for the speed, reach for the whistle, go where the rail may run. Reach for the words, reach for the story, follow the rainbow sun. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true, waiting there for you. So much to see, so far to travel, so much to learn to know. Friends by your side, hopes to hold on to, who knows how far you'll go. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true. Your own imagination waiting there for you.
Hi, you're in PCB Park on